Hey Rose, I'll be home early today. Can you make me my favorite fried chicken tonight?
Oh, hi honey, you must be tired. You're earlier than usual today.
I've been working overtime a lot lately. I'm starving, so make sure it's ready and on the table when I get home.
Sorry, I'm not feeling very well today. I hate to ask, but would you mind picking something up on the way home?
Oh, come on, what are you whining about? It's your job to cook. Can't you at least make me some chicken?
I'm really not feeling well. It's all I can do to get out of bed. Just pick something up tonight.
This is just the same as always. You're always saying you don't feel well. Why don't you think about someone else for a change? I'm really bushed from work. I would at least like to have a nice hot meal on days I can get home early.
You don't have to talk to me like that. I work full-time too. I'm especially out of it today. It's not my fault.
It's probably not anything anyway. You're just acting, so you don't have to go to the trouble of making dinner.
Of course not. I really can't get up. Please understand.
Okay, that's enough. If you don't care about me that much, I'm not coming home today. I'm sick and tired of your selfishness.
I understand. You don't have to come home. You're on your own today.
I will. See ya. Rose, did you take the day off work today?
Yes, I did. I woke up this morning and I still wasn't feeling well. I asked my boss to let me use my paid holiday.
Oh, come on. Going out of your way to take a day off is a bit much, isn't it?
I'm going to try to make it to work tomorrow.
By the way, I need you to clean up the house for me.
What? I clean the house every day.
I'm telling you to make it spotless.
Why?
Because I've decided to have my parents live with us.
Excuse me?
Especially since my mom is so picky about cleaning, make sure there's not a speck of dust.
What's with them suddenly living with us?
You didn't cook dinner last night. I went home to my parents. That's when they asked me if they could move in with us. They're both old now and they're worried about their health. They asked me to help them out by letting them live with us.
I see, but I can't live with them, so you'll have to tell them no.
Huh? Why can't you live with my parents?
Even though they're in-laws, they're strangers to me. I don't want to live with them and have to worry about them every day. I've heard so many stories about problems living together with parents.
Don't talk so coldly about them being strangers. You're my wife and you married into my family. You can think of them as your own parents and you don't have to worry about them.
Oh no, it's not that easy. Besides, even if we all live together, who's going to help them?
What do you mean?
It sounds like your parents want to live with us because they're worried about their health. What if they get sick?
Well, I guess just take care of them. Or just take them to the hospital.
Who's going to take care of them? Who's going to take them to the hospital? Even on weekdays when you have work, can you take time off?
Why would I take time off from work? That would be your job, wouldn't it?
What are you talking about?
I'm busy with work and I can't suddenly take a day off on a weekday.
I work on weekdays just like you.
But you're just a regular employee. You have a small workload and light responsibilities, so it's easy and convenient. I'm in a responsible position as a section chief, so I can't just go and take time off like that.
I guess your parents can't live with us after all. If that's the way you think about it, there's no way I'm living with them.
What the hell?
Basically, you should be the one to deal with your parents. It doesn't matter if I'm the wife or not, or whether my workload is light or not. And I don't see why you have the nerve to bring up the idea of them moving in together at a time like this. I'm sick in bed, missing work.
What do you mean you're sick? You're just laying around in bed.
Oh man, you're making me feel even worse. I'm going to bed, so we're done talking about this. I need to rest, so don't call me for a while. Rose? Do you have something against your in-laws? Jasmine, what's wrong all of a sudden? Don't be so obvious. Andrew told me. He said you refused to let us live with you. Oh, about that. If it's about living together, let's talk about it some other time. I'm sure he told you, but I'm not feeling well. Oh, just be quiet. We're not talking about your health right now. Our living together is more important than that. Oh, God. My son wants to help his parents. You ruined it by refusing to live with us. That's not true. Andrew says he wants to help, but he's not going to do anything. Even if you guys got sick, he wasn't planning to take care of you. He wouldn't even take you to the hospital. He was planning to make me take care of his own parents. What's wrong with that? Oh gosh. It's a wife's duty to take care of her husband's parents. Besides, I don't want to bother Andrew, who's busy with work. So you're saying if it's the wife, you can bother her as much as you want? That's what a wife is supposed to do. Just get some common sense. Stop fussing around and get the place ready for us. Apparently, you're not feeling well, but get yourself together and get our room ready. We're planning to move in there by the end of the month. No, that'll be a problem. I don't want to live with you. Don't just go on deciding everything one-sidedly. Oh, you be quiet. You have no right to refuse. You should just shut up and do as we say. Oh my God. Oh yeah, and by the way, I better tell you up front, but we're not paying any living expenses even though we're living with you. Our son, Andrew, said living with you is a way of showing respect to us. He said we don't have to pay anything. What? And both of us have activities on the weekend, so you'll have to take us and pick us up. Activities? Dad is taking painting classes and I'm learning yoga. No way! Do I have to deal with all of that? Because, Jasmine, you're our daughter-in-law. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the most important thing. When we move in with you, we're going to need some pocket money. Pocket money? I'm going to pay all your living expenses and give you an allowance too? Social Security isn't enough to get by on these days. Senior citizens have their own social life, you know. If you want an allowance, why don't you ask your son for it? It's hard to ask him to do something so embarrassing. That's why I'd like you to take care of it on the side without telling him. You're both working, so I'm sure you have plenty of money. Oh, this is all just too much. And there's no way I could be able to live with you. I'm really sorry, Jasmine, but we will never live together, so you better give up on it now. What did you just say to me? Well, I have to go now. I think I'm getting even sicker because of you guys. Andrew, I'm going to be hospitalized.
What? Hospitalized?
Recently, I've been feeling very nauseous and I don't have much appetite at all. So I went to the hospital. It looks like I have a big ulcer from stress.
I didn't know it was that serious.
I thought it would go away if I just stayed home and slept. I've been working pretty hard lately. Maybe that's why.
Oh, come on. How could you have any stress when you don't even work that much? What's going to happen to my life when you're in the hospital? I'll be eating at restaurants every day from now on, and I'll have to clean up after myself.
You don't have to talk like that. The doctor says I should stay in the hospital for a week or two, so you'll have to take care of yourself during that time.
So you're going to be in the hospital that long? Then I guess we will have to have my parents live with us.
What? Live together?
They live with us and my mom will take care of the housework. You have no right to complain. It's your fault for getting yourself hospitalized and not being able to do your job.
Why are you just going ahead and deciding all this on your own? I told you I don't want to live with them.
Shut up. I told you you have no right to complain. My parents always wanted to live with us and I need help with the house. It's a conflict of interest.
I can't believe I'm going to have to live with them when I get out of the hospital. It's so bad it makes the pit of my stomach growl.
Okay, I've made up my mind. They're moving in starting today.
Oh God.
I'll start moving my parents' stuff in right away. I don't care what you say, they're living with us.
I told you I don't want to. I can see my mother-in-law rubbing me the wrong way every day.
Do you really hate my mother that much? Then you'll be in the hospital for the rest of your life. There's no place for you to come back to.
I'm not going home.
What do you mean?
I'm going straight home to my parents' place after I get out of the hospital.
What do you mean you'll go back to your parents' house? Why aren't you coming back here?
Of course, it's because I'm getting a divorce. I can't live with you anymore.
What the hell?
Forcing this on me while I'm in the hospital? I never thought you were such a selfish person.
Oh, come on, why are you suddenly talking about divorce? Are you seriously planning not to come back when you get out of the hospital?
Why? What are you worried about? There's no place for me to go back to, is there?
That's just a figure of speech. It's because you wouldn't listen about living with my parents. I thought it'd be a good time to proceed with the plan because you were in the hospital. I thought you would just come home as usual after you got out. And then you'd accept living with them because you had no choice.
I've told you again and again, I absolutely refuse to live with them. So I won't accept it because I have no choice, and I'm choosing divorce.
Oh, come on now.
Or rather, it was because I felt like I couldn't live with you anymore, even before they were going to live with us.
What? Me?
Hey, Andrew. Do you know why I got a hole in my stomach from stress?
It was because you were working too hard, right? Even though you don't even really have a job title like I do. It's funny that you're working so hard when you don't even have a real job. You're pretty bad at getting your point across.
You have no idea. Hard work doesn't just mean your job. I work full-time every day and you leave all the housework to me. On top of that, I have to take care of you.
Huh? You've been doing the housework and taking care of me for a long time. It's ridiculous that you're getting stressed out over it now. You've at least had time to rest.
In my spare time, I was collecting evidence of your affair. Thanks to that, I didn't have time to sleep at all.
What's that? Wait a minute. Hey, what do you mean evidence of my affair?
You think I didn't know? I've known about your affair for a long time. The woman you're having an affair with is a temp worker at your office. You pretended to work late and went out with her 4 times a week. It seems you're really into her.
What? How long have you known about this?
Well, I found out about 6 months ago, I guess. I ran into you on the way home from a company welcome party. I happened to see you two walking hand in hand.
What?
I immediately asked a professional agency to investigate the affair, but the investigation was more expensive than I had imagined. And even if we got divorced, I was worried about the future with the money I was making at the time. So I let it be for 6 months while I prepared for the divorce.
You can't be serious.
Because you left me with all the housework, I couldn't do any overtime and I got stuck in the ranks. So I worked tirelessly to get a promotion. I worked harder than usual to stay on time and finish more than usual so you wouldn't find out. And in my spare time, I'd look for evidence of your affair. It was hard work and it made me sick to my stomach every day, but it got me the promotion. I'll be making a lot more money and I'm not afraid of getting divorced from you anymore. I've got plenty of evidence that you cheated on me, so it'll be easy to file for compensation.
Oh, wait a minute. I was just having a little fun. It's not serious, so there's no need for divorce.
It's unbelievable that you would make me do everything so you could go out and fool around. It only makes me want to divorce you even more.
What?
As soon as I get out of the hospital, I'll proceed with the divorce proceedings. And I'm going to demand compensation from you. Please make sure everything goes smoothly so I don't get a hole in my stomach again.
Oh, come on now.
Don't be disappointed. You won't have a wife that doesn't want to live with your parents. From now on, you can be as respectful to your parents as you want. Okay, so I gotta go now. I've already told them I don't want any visitors, so don't come storming into the hospital or anything like that. Rose, what are you thinking? Andrew's really upset. He said you slapped him with a divorce out of nowhere. You're not serious about divorce, are you? I'm serious. I don't want to live with a cheating creep anymore. Just because he cheated on you? Don't be stupid. Come home when you get out of the hospital. You're moving in with us. Why do you want to live with me so badly? It would probably be easier for you guys if you didn't have such a troublesome daughter-in-law. Because your father and I are getting old and we are worried about our health. You're lying, aren't you? Huh? Because you won't be able to pay off your debts behind your son's back without me, right? What? I had a bad feeling about this. The moving together was sudden and you guys were very persistent about it. I thought there might be something behind it, so I did some research. I found out that you and your husband are in debt. That's a lie. How do you know that? What did you do? I took a look in your mailbox. I found a lot of demand letters. One of them was from a consumer finance company. What a thing to do. You snooped in our mailbox? Who do you think you are? Who do I think I am? Well, I'm your daughter-in-law. It's an invasion of privacy to look at other people's letters. That's insane. Don't talk like I'm not family. Andrew told me that my in-laws are family, not strangers. I didn't even open the letters. If they're family, it's fine to look inside the mailbox, isn't it? What? The reason you asked me to give you some money without telling Andrew? Was it to pay off debt? I don't know the specific amount, but it sounds like it's pretty bad. Well, that's... But it is hard, isn't it? Senior citizens have their social life. The monthly fees you pay together for your activities amount to about $800. If you quit that, you could pay off your debts. But you can't stop because you have your social life. If it's too hard for you to do it, I can contact them and tell them you're withdrawing from the classes. Don't do that. Painting and yoga are the only thing we have to live for. Dad seems to enjoy having a beautiful art teacher teach him. And I'm having fun learning yoga from a young, handsome yoga instructor. It's hard to pay off my debt, but I don't want to stop. Well then, go ahead and continue while being in debt. I'm not going to be a family member anymore, so it's none of my business. I'm sure your kind son Andrew will help you out as part of his respect to his parents.
Rose, you're already discharged from the hospital, right? Why haven't you come home yet?
What are you talking about? I told you I wasn't going home when I got out of the hospital.
My mom and dad are waiting for you. Why don't you hurry up and come home?
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not going there? We're divorced. We're strangers.
Hey, do me a favor, Rose. Will you reconsider the divorce? I was just screwing around. I would never leave you.
Cheating is cheating, for fun or not. The fact that you cheated on me doesn't go away. No matter how much you apologize, it's a waste of time. Just get the divorce and pay off your parents' debt.
I can't handle that much debt on my own.
What? Is it that much?
$100,000 in total. I'm so shocked. It's way more than I imagined.
How could it be as much as $100,000? They were just spending money on expensive lessons, weren't they?
The thing is, I didn't know it either, but they were both spending money left and right. My dad's retired and on a pension. He was spending money the same way he did when he was working. Slowly, their savings started to dwindle until they ran out, and his debt started to mount up.
Oh, since you mention it, they both like traveling abroad, don't they?
I think they went abroad at least once a year.
If you kept doing that while living on a pension, you'd run out of savings.
I can't believe my parents were in debt. It's sad how pathetic they are.
But on the contrary, it's a good thing they only have that much. You can afford to pay back $100,000, can't you? You're getting a really good salary. Even if you pay me my share of the property and compensation, you still have a good amount of savings.
And now that savings is about to run out. I'm about to be fired from my job.
What?
That woman betrayed me.
What? Did she dump you? Why?
You said you were divorcing me. So I had no choice but to propose to her. She turned me down and told the company.
Wow. You said she was just a fling, but then you asked her to marry you?
Well, I had no choice. You said you were divorcing me.
I can't believe you proposed to her.
I can't go back to being single now. I can't do anything about the house. There's no way I can find someone to remarry a divorced guy who lives with his parents.
That's why she turned you down.
She's the only girl I had at the time.
And as a result, you were embarrassingly dumped.
This really sucks. She seemed really into having a good time, and then she played the victim. She lied and said that I threatened to cut her contract if she didn't do what I said. Because of that, I was immediately suspended by the company.
Wow, you're a hopeless man, but your mistress is more ruthless than I thought. She's been sleeping with someone's husband for the past 6 months and then plays a victim?
I didn't see that coming either.
That's too bad.
Don't talk to me like I'm somebody else. I need you to prove my innocence. Of course, I admit that I cheated on you and I apologize. I'll even pay you some compensation, so please come back to me. And tell the company the truth. With the evidence you've gathered over the past 6 months, I can explain to the company that our relationship was mutually consensual.
I respectfully decline.
What?
I would never go back to you. But out of pity, I'll lend you the evidence I have of the affair. But I'll charge you a fee. Let me see, how about $5,000 for all the evidence?
Are you kidding me?
Collecting all of that proof gave me an ulcer. I'm not going to lend it to you for free.
Oh, give me a break.
And you have to agree to the divorce immediately. Otherwise, I won't lend you one piece of evidence no matter how much money you offer me.
I don't want a divorce.
But you want proof of the affair, right?
Oh God. It's not fair to make divorce a condition.
Well, I'll leave it up to you. Bye. After that, Andrew persistently tried to get me back together with him. I guess he was still afraid of getting fired from the company, so he reluctantly agreed to the divorce. He immediately transferred the compensation and the $5,000 for the use of the documents. Thanks to this, he was able to receive proof of the affair from me and was able to avoid being fired. Soon, however, Andrew voluntarily resigned from the company. Rumors of the affair spread within the company. He couldn't take everybody continuously looking at him sideways. After resigning, Andrew and his parents began to live on part-time jobs. Because of debts, the family finances were tight. Of course, his parents had to stop going to their classes. They all just moaned and complained, saying it wasn't supposed to be like that. They are working hard from morning till night every day. As for me, I returned to my parents' house to start a new life. Thanks to the support of my family, my health has improved. I have been entrusted with a challenging job at work, and I am living a fulfilling life.